Attention business owners, do you ever feel like there's not enough time to do what needs to be done in your business? Well, maybe the issue isn't the time itself. Maybe the issue is the way you use the time is the important factor. Kevin Ware, your Action Business Coach. I want to talk a little bit today about how you use time in your business. And one of the things we're going to talk about is the discipline of a default calendar, giving yourself specific tasks to do at specific times. Now, guess what? This is not a new concept. This goes back many years. I love this quote from Ron Chernow in George Washington Life. And this talks about George Washington and how he was very disciplined and how he used his time. So quote, "As in other walks of life, Washington exhibited to a clockwork order in his daily routine and employed his time economically. There is a poetic justice in the fact that when the capital shifted to Philadelphia, he often stopped at his watchmaker on his daily constitutionals. One British diplomat observed of Washington that, quote, his time is regularly divided into certain portions and the business allotted to any one portion strictly adhered to. When he settled upon weekly leaves, Tobias Lear noted that they would allow sufficient time for dispatching the business of the office and give dignity to the president by not obligating him to expose himself to every day to impertinent and curious intruders." So if George Washington could have a very strict and sufficient default calendar, so can you. So let's walk through how do I go ahead and start achieving mastery of my time in my business. So step number one is you need to plan out your week. You think about this is that if you have a financial budget in your business, well, guess what? You should have a time budget. So one of the things that I want you to do is I want you to start planning out your week. Sit down and identify how each and every hour is going to be used in your business on a weekly basis. Now, you may sit here and say, well, Kevin, I have no idea how I'm going to use my time during the week. Well, guess what? You're going to give it your best shot. You're going to at least put a plan together and you're going to do your best to follow that plan. Will it change? Well, of course it will. But if you start planning it out now, you'll have better control than if you have no plan. So first thing is let's plan out your week. Now number two is you need to make sure that your not urgent but important tasks are planned first. So when you plan, I want you to take a look at that empty calendar you have in front of you for the week, or maybe not completely empty, but it's going to have some spaces in there. You're going to put what we call not urgent but critically important tasks in there. Good example would be planning. Let's see, another one could be employee training. Let's say maybe another one might be coaching session with your coach. What are those things that are absolutely not urgent for you to get done but critically important for you to get things accomplished? Because too many times business owners survive in what I call the urgent and important. They're just reacting to everything. The customer comes in, dealing with this, dealing with that. You need to get that not urgent but important task scheduled first. Number three is you need to start saying no to things that waste your time. How many times has somebody come into your office or approach you and says, hey boss, got a minute? Do you think it's going to be actual a minute, or is it going to be more like a 30-minute discussion on an item that could have been solved in 2 minutes? Here's the key is you have to find a way to look at your time and say no to things that you know are going to waste your time, and make sure that you stand pat on that. Too many times we allow ourselves as business owners to have our time wasted. And then you go look back and going, I could have solved that easily in 5 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes, but I took 30 minutes, 28 of them are wasted. So you need to start saying no to those things that waste your time. Number 4 is you need to evaluate how well you stuck to your time plan. So here's the thing is that A plan is only as good as how well you evaluated it. Just like with budgets, we always take a look at what your budget was, how close did you stick to your budget, what was the variance. It's the same way with time. Now, if you need some help, I'm going to have a video that's going to have a tool that I use in an Excel spreadsheet that actually helps you measure your time. If you're interested in that video, just wait for that video to come by, or just email me about it and I can send it to you, or actually put a comment below that says Weekly Planner. We'll get that to you. But you need to evaluate how well you stick to your time plan. And then number 5, celebrate your time success. If you start improving every day, week, and month to use time more efficiently, give yourself a celebration, whatever that looks like to you. Because here's the whole thing. If you get better but don't celebrate, it's going to feel like a grind. And then you're going to go back to old habits that are comfortable for you, but they're very ineffective on how well you manage your time. So I want you to remember this generalized principle. If you don't remember anything about what I just talked about today, remember this. You need to be militant about your time. You need to start being able to say no to things that are not important and yes to those things that you know are critically important and need to get done. Have a militancy about your time, stay focused, and you're going to have great success. Hope you get better at time. Let me know how I can help you on that.